Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we are checking out a Filipina expat in the Netherlands, and she's gonna give us what is the reality of living in the Netherlands, or what's really like living in the Netherlands. So I'm really excited to see in her perspective, because then she can give us the comparison of like the Philippines and then Netherlands. So at least it will be easier for us to understand rather than like an American or someone else explain, because we don't necessarily know how that is in comparison to the Philippines, right? So this will be easier for us. So before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's begin. Is it me or is it just dark?
Hello everyone, Natasha here from the Traveling Foxes. If you're new to the channel, I am a Filipino vlogger based in Amsterdam and I've been living here for about 2 years now. So for this video, I wanted to share with you some of my pros and cons about living in the Netherlands so far. So if you are thinking of moving here or just curious about how it is to live here in the Netherlands, well, keep watching. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the Traveling Foxes. I have a co-vlogger who is based in the Philippines, and her name is also Nat, and I am based here in Europe. So we have some awesome content for you every week from almost every part of the world. As a Filipino, little is known about Amsterdam aside from the fact that it's popular for its weed and prostitution. So when my family and friends found out that I was gonna move here, they were of course concerned about my safety. But once I got here, I got to walk around and became a bit of a local. I quickly realized that it's actually a pretty safe country. In fact, the Dutch capital was named fourth safest city in the world's best city for commuting, and one of the world's best cities for quality of life. That being said, moving to Amsterdam has been one of my best decisions I've ever made. But of course, like anywhere else, there are also some cons and some minor struggles that I deal with, and that is also what I want to share in this video. Okay, so I have to go out now. Walk with me as I share with you some of my top pros and cons. My first pro is accessibility. Netherlands has a very strategic location in Europe, so it's like the heaven for travelers because it's so easy for me to get around. London is just an hour away. Paris is just a 4-hour train ride or a 1-hour plane ride. Schiphol is like the gateway to the destinations around Europe, so definitely great for travelers. And of course, another thing is getting around the country is so easy. I mean, look, I am riding my bike. It's like just the fastest way to get around. The roads in the Netherlands are so flat and the city is just made for cyclists. Number 2 is efficiency. Also related to the infrastructure, I feel that the Netherlands is super well organized. They have a process for almost everything. Everything just works. Public transportation, government, healthcare, and the whole cashless economy. I super love that I don't have to bring cash around. I just have my PIN card with me and I can pay for everything and anything. They even have a process for lost and found. Once I left my backpack in a tram and I went to this website called I Lost. They take a picture of all of the lost and found items that they find, and if you claim it, the next day you can pick it up. So that's what happened to me. If the country would have OCD, it would be the Netherlands.
I like it. I like it. Okay, if you lose something in the Philippines, 90%, bye bye. Okay, let's say 80%, because it depends really where you lose it. In a cab, there's like 50% chance you will get it back. It depends on the driver if they're nice or if they saw it, and let's say there's no one, like the next person that comes in, you just hope that they're good as well if they see it. In a like restaurants, like food places or coffee places, 80%. Especially if the workers are the ones who found it, then it's gonna be fine. In establishment, it's mostly fine when workers are the one who find it. Okay, and 90% of the time, the workers are really, or 95% of the time, the workers are really good and they will return it. Obviously, because they'll get in trouble if not, if caught, right? But if like random people find it, you never know. Some are good, some are bad. So it really, really depends. You just have to pray. But in establishments, most of the time you will find your stuff. But if it's outside in public, yeah, it's goodbye. It's like the chances that you will find it is probably like 30% to 20%. Okay. You just have to pray that it's a nice person who found it and dropped it at the police or the nearest security guard or the nearest hotel, whatever, you know. But if it's not, sorry. I remember there was an incident, right? There was this guy who took his rings off, wash his hand in a bathroom, and it's a nice establishment. It's really nice. And when he remembered, it went back in. Maybe after like 20 minutes, it's gone already. And those were like expensive rings too. So peace, A town, like it was gone. So I hope we had those, but nobody cares, to be honest.
You can pick it up. So that's what happened to me. If the country would have OCD, it would be the Netherlands.
Can I have a baguette? A slice? Slice. Thank you.
It's like a slice.
My third pro is that everybody speaks English. This was a lifesaver for me because it makes it so much easier to get around. So I didn't have to learn the Dutch language because, again, everyone understands and speaks English. The Dutch are super good to just switch into English if they know that you don't speak Dutch. And I guess that's because of the very international community. One thing to note though is that almost everything is written in Dutch here. So I always have to have my Google Translate, especially if I go to the supermarket. Other than that, it's really nice that I can just stick to English and don't have to have any major problems whatsoever getting around. I'd also like to add that the city has a very cozy, small town vibe and very international community. I mean, I can go on and on about what I love living here in Amsterdam, but as promised in this video, I also want to share to you some of the cons of what I don't like. So my con number one, as an expat, it can be hard to feel at home, especially if you don't speak Dutch. It's very hard to integrate to the local community because Dutch always like to speak with Dutch, even if they are very good at speaking in English. Most of my friends here are also expats who don't speak Dutch, and our experience is it's really difficult to find friends and connect with the locals here. As a result, you can feel a bit of an outcast no matter how long you've been living here. So my tip, if you really want to integrate and feel like a local, then learn the Dutch language.
Yeah.
Second is the weather. Everyone's top complaint and conversation starter. Hey, how was your day? Weather was great today. Weather was The weather here in the Netherlands is just so unpredictable and bipolar. It can rain in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, and then, I don't know, snow in the evening. I've experienced that myself during winter, and I swear it's like you can experience 4 seasons in one day. Winters here are terrible. It can be very harsh, especially with the wind and the rain. And Netherlands weather is just like one of the worst in Europe. Autumn and winter here is very tough because the days are shorter and it's already 3 p.m. but it's already getting pretty dark. So my third and final point is service culture. Okay, this can be a bit subjective since I come from the Philippines where service is almost always excellent. It's very hard not to compare. One of the things that I noticed in the Netherlands is that service is not always great. For example, it takes time for you to get served, or they just don't have that customer first mentality. You won't encounter this, of course, all the time, but I would say most of the time, especially in local restaurants, local bars. Another thing about services here are super expensive and almost like luxury. Getting a haircut, getting a massage, they cost at least 50 euros per hour. Even my personal trainer also costs about 50 euros per hour. And of course, you don't get that in the Philippines. And I am comparing apples to oranges, basically. But that's just one of the cons, of course, because coming from the Philippines, I'm used to that, to having that above and beyond kind of service. Okay, enough ranting, guys. I think I have laid down all of my pros and cons. I didn't want this video to be too long, but I am curious about what you think. Do you disagree or agree to some of my points? And if you're not from here, would you consider moving to the Netherlands? Leave your comments below, and I'd love to know what you think. Catch you guys again later.
Well, the
Well,
cons are, yeah, I think it's personal basis, like especially the language situation. That is like if you are an expat who doesn't know Dutch, then that will be a problem for you. And also if you're seeking to integrate into the local community, that is right, or if you don't mind just having like also expat friends. Um, well, everybody speaks English, so that's good. What was the other con? Oh, the service, customer service. Yeah, I feel like the Philippines has really spoon fed us when it comes to customer service, and they've kind of like baby us as customers. So that's the reason why when we go outside, customer service is crazy. Like we think customer service is how we do things back home, but it's so different in different countries. Like if you go to Japan, if you go to China, if you not China, I've never been to China. If you go to like Hong Kong, or if you go to other if you go to other countries like Singapore, what's this, Indonesia, right? It's like all so different, and they also have their similarities as well. And yeah, like you just kind of like really get awoken by reality that we are so spoiled in this country, and we need to do better and actually pay the people who like serve us and help us out way more. Because if you go to other countries, do you think that somebody's gonna come over and clean your table or take away your plate and like be attentive to you? No, nobody cares. Right? So we have to really pay them more. Trust. But anyways, beautiful peeps, that was very informative. Like coming from her perspective, it was nice to see some of the things that she mentioned, especially the pros. We've already kind of like heard about it from the others as well, like the Americans, the other Europeans as well, um, like Asians also. So and even Africans, right? So we kind of like knew that. So that's English. That just makes it. It just confirms the fact that yeah, Netherlands is the place to go. Um, that has great transportation. If you want a place where you don't necessarily have to learn a language to kind of like get a job or to live there and all that stuff. But anyways, beautiful peeps, yeah, like she said, let me know down in the comments if there's stuff that she didn't mention that you want to include. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.